Welcome back. Today we start Module 2. I think this is an exciting module. If you enjoy looking at aircraft and helicopters and different turboprops and VIP airliners, then you'll enjoy this module as much as I do. So there's so many different aircraft and helicopters available, but we're just going to take a look at some of the most common aircraft that are available. But in this particular unit, we're going to take a look at some of the helicopters and turboprops that are available. This review will also include some of the common manufacturers and their location. So helicopters are very popular to charter for short flights, especially in heavily populated areas, and quite often used by business organizations for transportation to and from their corporate headquarters or to their facilities such as factories. Helicopters are also used for air ambulance services and also very popular for travel to resorts in hard-to-reach locations not served by airports and larger aircraft. Helicopters are either single-engine or twin-engine and can typically seat 4 to 6 passengers. Most charter helicopters are turbine-powered, but some smaller helicopters are piston-powered, such as many popular flight training aircraft. They're also used for aerial photography. But for the purpose of this course, we're going to take a look at the turbine helicopters. And the charter rates can vary between $1,000 to $4,000 US per flight hour, typically for helicopter operations. So the first helicopter we're going to take a look at is the Augusta 109E. That's produced by Augusta Westland. They're based out of Rome, Italy. And this particular helicopter seats normally a maximum passenger load of 6. Can have 2 pilots and a range of about 425 nautical miles. And you can see how the seating is in the right picture, which is typical of this particular helicopter. Another popular helicopter is produced by Bell Helicopter out of Fort Worth, Texas, and they're a division of Textron Aviation. The Bell 206 can seat typically up to 4 passengers, 2 pilots, and has a range of about 400 nautical miles, and charters out on an average of about $1,100 per flight hour. Also produced by Bell is the Bell 407, and this particular helicopter charters out about $1,900 per flight hour, and this one can have seating up to 6 passengers, 2 pilots, and a little bit shorter range than the sister ship at 325 nautical miles. Another popular helicopter is produced by Airbus, formerly Eurocopter, which is the AS355. Airbus is based out of France, and this particular helicopter charters out about $2,300 per flight hour, can seat up to about 5 passengers, 2 pilots, and a 360 nautical mile range. A very popular corporate helicopter is the Sikorsky S-76. It's a Lockheed Martin company owned brand. They're based out of Stratford, Connecticut. They also produce a lot of military helicopters, but the S-76 is quite fast and seats up to about 6 passengers, 2 pilots, has about 300 nautical mile range, and does charter out almost $4,000 per flight hour. So that's some of the popular helicopters that we utilize in the air charter industry. There's several more, but those are probably the more popular ones that are utilized in the air charter industry. So for other short flights, another option is turboprop aircraft. Turboprops are also popular for air charter for short regional flights and offer air transportation at some very affordable rates. A turboprop engine is a turbine engine that drives an aircraft propeller. In contrast to a turbojet, the engine's exhaust gases do not contain enough energy to create significant thrust, since almost all the engine's power is used to drive the propeller. So turboprops are either single engine or twin engine and can seat 4 to 9 passengers. Most charter turboprops are twin engine, and charter rates can vary between $1,500 to $2,500 USD per flight hour. So this is a King Air that we're going to take a look at as far as some of the other aircraft. And the latest and greatest King Air is the King Air 350, which is Beechcraft produced, which is also a brand of Textron Aviation, and they're based out of Wichita, Kansas. As far as business aircraft, the King Airs, there's several different models, There's a King Air 200 that's very popular, but this is one of the newest versions, which is the King Air 350. It can typically seat up to 9 passengers, charters out about $2,500 per flight hour, and it has a range of about 2,000 miles. So this is just an excellent machine to utilize for shorter type flights, say for like a West Coast trip or an East Coast trip. And it's nice because you can fly to several cities in one day for a business trip and at an affordable rate and carry quite a few passengers. Another interesting aircraft is produced by Piaggio Aerospace, and it's called the Avanti. And this typically charters out at $3,000 per flight hour. It seats up to 8 passengers and has a range of about almost approaching 2,000 miles. But just a really interesting aircraft. There's not a lot of them available to charter, but just want to let you be aware that this machine is available for air charter. So in this unit, we review some of the popular helicopters and turboprops utilized in the air charter business. Helicopters are useful for short flights and in some cases the only means of flying to certain locations. Turboprops are useful for regional flights and also flying to airports with shorter runways where jet aircraft can't be utilized. In the next unit, we'll review some of the private jets that are used in the air charter industry. We'll take a look at some of the light and medium jets that are available.